So long story short, got a little technical difficulties. We're setting everything up. I got right here, I got messages. I can see the frame. I'm making sure everything's good. But yeah, so today you're here at WestKoning, and we're going to try some beer. I haven't tried beer in a while. I figured live is always a better option because it's more candid, less scripted. And yeah, like I just feel it's more unique or fluid, right? But anyways, with that being said, my name is Danny. I am pretty much the brewer here at WestKoning. I brew beer. I have beer on tap, 2 beers. And this, you can see, this is my apartment too. So WestKoning Tap Room is my apartment, hands down. But without further ado, I've been trying to get some of these bottles. I have a backlog of bottles. I have not tried beer, uploaded anything in a long time, so I'm sorry for that. And there's a brewery down the street that I have had a lot of their, or I haven't actually had some of these bottles, but I bought them with the intent of doing this, right? So without further ado, here is the unveil, boom. This is an Obec Tripel. So an Obec Tripel, you know, Belgian Obec Tripel. It's going to be, I think it's going to be tasty. So I'm not just going to compare it to mine. I do have a Belgian Tripel on tap right now, but Obec, I've been saying that wrong. It's actually a Czech style brewery, so it's like Czech Pilsners and stuff like that. So very European, and I like their style. Their styles are good, right? And they're actually making Belgian triples, Belgian quads. They're doing. I think they're doing it pretty well. And we'll see. We'll see how this one is. I've liked their stuff in the past, but yeah, I always like to promote local businesses that are doing Belgian beer. Because as you know, here at WestKoning, we brew. We pretty much base our whole model off of kind of the Trappist style and the Abbey ales that get produced over there in Belgium and the Netherlands, some of them. But yeah, all the Trappist kind of ales. So without further ado, Belgian Tripel from Obec here in Seattle, in Ballard. It's 9.3% alcohol by volume. And this is a 750 milliliter bottle. I'm probably not going to drink it all today, but I needed to get these out. I need to get these reactions going. And what better way to start than one of my favorite styles of beer with a Belgian Tripel. And this is local. So this is a local beer. So yeah, here we go. All right. I heard it, so that's good. But let's give this a nice little pour. These Belgian beers are normally higher carbonated than normal beers. So as you can see right away, this has a pretty good and frothy head. Now let's top it off there. Let's put this, I don't know, somewhere we can see it, right? So look at that beer. That's actually beautiful. All right, so look at that. That's a beautiful looking beer. It's nice and orange, nice white head. This beer presents very well. It could be obviously clear. It's not super clear. Very just opaque. Light, not dark at all. But has this nice little orange kind of look to it. So I enjoy this beer, the look of it. So it's just traditional Belgian style triple kind of look. Not too fancy. The head's actually kind of consolidating, but actually it's a thicker head. So the protein is actually consolidated. It looks good. So everything about this right now is looking good. The head's sticking around. Yeah. So let's go in for a smell. Well, actually, let's go on the rating. So rating this beer on the color, I would say it could be cleaner, like a crisp clean, but you know, that hazy look, I would give it a 3 out of 5 but the head sticks around, has a good look, color, the head, both. So I give it a 3. It's a very positive, right? But obviously it could have steps better, like being a little bit more clear. Uh, Maybe it's a 4. Yeah, I would say it's a 4 because it's a yeah. It's hard to go in between, but yeah, I would say let's give it a 3. Let's be on the harsher scale. All right, so then we're gonna go with aroma. So let's get in here for a sniff. So this is interesting. It's not your normal like pepper or spiciness that you get. It's kind of more a little bit more of that um like a little bit of coriander, but like not. It's kind of almost citric. It's citrusy, like or it's like a sour almost, right? Like so, I get that sour smell that, and that could be the funkiness, right? Maybe the yeast is a little funky, which is good, which is good. But it has that, and it's not a lot. It's just very faint. Yeah, it's got this like uh farmhouse like ale kind of vibe to it, which is good. Which you kind of like. I kind of like that about my triples. But then let's go in. So I the smell. There's not much going on with the smell. These are two like very they're mediocre. So I'll give it a 2 on the smell. You can have a little bit more aromatics there, and maybe it might come out here in a little bit, but who knows? So we got a 2, and then let's go in for the taste or the mouthfeel. Really good mouthfeel. It's soft on the palate, but yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's labeled as Belgian triple, but it has that farmy taste to it. So it's not like your traditional like Y yeast or your West Mall yeast that we find in triples and Belgian dark strongs and stuff. This is kind of more of a maybe it's a little bit more funky. It's got a little sour twinge to it. This is a really good beer. It's like one of those hybrid semi-sour beers. And I think maybe it's just very interesting, right? Like this beer is not a traditional Belgian triple. So like according like if I went by the like keeping it to the standard of a Belgian triple, I think this would not hold up well. But as a beer itself, I think it's delicious and it drinks easy. But mouthfeel, it's soft but has that little bit of sting, almost like and I say that like it sounds negative, but it's kind of that potency, I guess, behind it that you find in your sours or your farmhouse ales, right? It's that funk, right? That back end sourness. But yeah, so mouthfeel, I'll give it a 2. This is getting pretty harsh. Um, but then now we go to flavor. It's interesting. I don't think I've I don't think I've had a beer. This is once again, it has that sour flavor. And I'm not a huge sour fan, but I think this is done well. I think this is a good beer. And I think they've done some interesting things here. Whether it's a Belgian triple, I think they label it as that, so maybe it has sales. But it's kind of more like a farmhouse. Um, let me see. So for taste, I would go with it. Tastes good, but it doesn't taste like a Belgian triple. I'll go with the 3. So special release. So this is barrel release. Mad Alchemy. It's what happens when we select some of our favorite beers and thoughtfully age them in specialty created barrels, combined